Hello, AIESEC in Sri Lanka. This is Lucia Uribe from Colombia, or Malos people call me. I'm original from Colombia and I was MC Director People Development of AIESEC in Sri Lanka 2004 and 2005. I'm now living in France and I work in Switzerland with a Japanese NGO that works for the defense of children's rights, and I work in the Department of Ethics Education, or actually Quality Education, and focus on ethics education. PJ has asked me to talk a little bit about my insights about AIESEC, my passion in AIESEC, and how I discovered some values and interest in AIESEC. And I'm really happy to do so, just because AIESEC not only was my passion during the time I was in AIESEC, but it's an organization that has helped me to develop myself. It's an organization that has helped me to be where I am today. And it's an organization that has helped me to make a career not only within the organization but in my life. So I want to share with you some of these thoughts and ideas that have helped me to develop as a person with the help of course, of the organization. So I joined AIESEC when I was 18 years old, and I stayed in AIESEC for more or less 7 years, where I had the opportunity to go to different leadership positions, be part of different projects, help different people, learn from different people, travel a lot. I got the opportunity to work in different international teams, to be part of AIESEC in Sri Lanka, to be part of the National Committee of AIESEC in Colombia, and do a variety of things that range from doing reception when a train came to Colombia, to my country, to running big projects for the whole country, and developing myself, of course. I started at AIESEC involved in a project called Synergy Towards Corporate Social Responsibility that aimed to develop socially responsible leaders, leaders who were able to impact on society, leaders who were able to make good decisions in the business sector, business leaders who were able to make an impact not only for the small society they are concerned with, but to the whole country and whole world. And we developed this project, and by doing so I started to realize that developing a project is a task of a leader, but making the project happen is a task of a real leader. And a real leader, more than being able to speak in public, a real leader more than being able to run a project, to be able to deal with a group of people from different countries or cultures. A good leader, a real leader, is a person who acts upon some values, upon some values that are relevant not only for him but for society. And I think through AIESEC I discovered that to be able to run a project like the one we were trying to run by this time when I joined AIESEC, I needed to develop those values in me and act upon those values. That was not enough to say, okay, we are running this project, we want to develop socially responsible leaders, but we needed to be the first one to be those socially responsible leaders. This concept of responsibility really struck me, because responsibility, I believe I was responsible towards myself, but I'm not sure if I was really responsible towards the world, towards society. And it helped to develop this conscience about the things I did in my daily, or I do in my daily life, the things I do, the way I react, the way I talk to people, the way I relate to others. And I think it was one of the most important things I discovered with this project. Step by step, when I got involved with the project, I got aware of this importance of being socially responsible myself, and I started to get involved more into the concept and more with people who were experts on the topics. So I learned a lot, and not only for my university, because it helped me also in the university and in AIESEC, but for my personal life. I made a lot of contacts, I met people from companies, I got to know a lot of initiatives run by companies. I started projects later on the topic, and still starting with this small project that was my starting point in AIESEC. Today, after 7 years that I was in AIESEC, and now almost 1 year or almost 1.5 years out of AIESEC, I'm still utilizing some of the things I learned with this small project. Later on, I joined other projects in AIESEC that were related to develop socially responsible leaders, and still believe this is one of the main things AIESEC can develop, socially responsible leaders. Leaders that are not only able to think, but leaders who are able to act with heart, but also with some values. And I think that's the key point for leadership. With AIESEC, not only I develop myself doing things, but I also develop myself by getting to know people from other cultures, people from who think different from me. I develop myself by running small things, by being accountable to the things I started. I develop myself by going to the temple to get to know the religions with people. I develop myself by coming to the meetings that the local committee plan. I develop myself by having responsibilities. I develop myself by doing. And I think that's what is AIESEC. You develop yourself by doing, and you discover all the potential you can have inside yourself by doing things. And AIESEC has a lot of opportunities, and I believe if you take advantage of those opportunities, you develop yourself not only in 100%, but in 200%. And I think that's AIESEC. Whatever you do, whatever you start, do it believing that you are the change you want to see, and that you can be this change. And whatever you start in AIESEC, do it believing that what you are doing can make a bigger impact on society. When you join AIESEC, maybe you are not aware of all the opportunities that AIESEC can offer you, and you don't imagine all the things that AIESEC can give you in a period of 7 years. But AIESEC can give you more than what you expect, and AIESEC can give you more than what actually AIESEC is, because it's a world of opportunities. And once you started to discover what is this starting point, this entering point that makes you involved in AIESEC, that makes you love the organization, you will see that your career starts making sense for you, not only for your own development in AIESEC, but also for yourself and in your future. Just to say that if you are joining AIESEC now and you believe that AIESEC is a good organization for you, don't miss the chance. Take the opportunity, talk to people, run projects, get involved with initiatives, come to the meetings, take responsibilities, make responsibilities your core, make responsibility what you do, and be the change you want to see. Thank you.